It is time for some strawberry pancake nails. I've had these clear Gel-X extensions on for a couple days because I was too lazy to paint them. So here I am just filing, buffing, and prepping the nail. I put some base coat on. This is the first time that I've actually came up with a design before painting. Usually I just try to remember the design all in my head, and I think it worked out pretty well this time. So for two of my nails, I'm going to do a white base with a little pink gingham pattern. This is the Bessie white gel polish that I got actually in South Korea. And I'm painting a couple coats on this on my ring finger and my index finger. And now I have a couple of these little jelly polishes that I'm going to use as a base for these strawberries. So I have this lighter pink that I'm using on my thumb and my pinky. And I'm going to be doing about 4 or 5 coats of this because you really need many layers of jelly polish to make it look a little bit more opaque. On my middle finger, I'm doing a little bit of a darker pink. This pink is going to be one of the pinks that I use for the gingham. So I want everything to be tied together. And I'm tying in the white by doing a little gradient with the white and pink. Now, I had a little bit of trouble doing this gradient because the jelly polish was so transparent and the white was very not transparent. So a little bit of trouble blending, but I think it all worked out in the end. This is also my first time painting gingham. So I'm starting out by just making these really thin lines, and then I'm going to go in with a second coat and go in the opposite direction to get a checkered pattern. The layering of the two different stripes helps make some of the squares a little bit darker, like you see in a gingham checked pattern. Next, I'm picking out my little strawberry charm that I'm going to use on my finger. These are like a polymer clay type texture, so they're really bendy and easy to work with. On my thumb, I'm going to make a little 3D strawberry design using that same rhinestone glue. So for the base, I'm using a red jelly polish to mark out the color of the strawberry and the shape. And I'm going to go over a few coats just to make sure it's really opaque because, like I said, jelly polish. I'm also using that same color to do a little bit of a gradient and a little bit of shading on the strawberry charm just so it's not so bright and it kind of all blends together. And here I am adding the leaves to the strawberry and the stem. So I'm taking that same charm glue that I used for the strawberry. You can also use it as a 3D gel. So I'm making a little mound on top of the strawberry and taking some green polish and some white polish to make the seeds of the strawberry. And last but not least, you gotta cover everything in a nice top coat to make it nice and shiny and last a long time. And here is the final result. What do you guys think?